Notice is Apple have actually changed it up this year and gone for white boxes for their Pro models instead of the usual black. And the image on the front is of the front of the phone this time, showing the notch at the top or the dynamic island. Inside the box we have the iPhone itself, which we will set up in a minute. Then there's the usual paperwork and stickers, and under that we've got a USB-C to lightning cable for charging it. And as we're used to now, there's no power brick or earphones in the box. Okay, so I've gone for the new Space Black for my Pro Max, and it's kind of a matte black rather than grey or graphite that we've seen before. But on first impressions, this looks really stealthy. It's a lot darker than I was expecting it to be. In fact, I definitely prefer this over my Graphite 13 Pro Max. But here they are together to give you an idea of just how dark it is compared to the graphite grey. Well, the back glass has that same frosted look again, and even the Apple logo in the middle is a lot darker. And it does a good job of hiding the camera bump as well, because that again is quite dark. Looking around at the sides, there's the same still band that matches nicely to that dark theme, but it's still mirror-like, so it's going to pick up those fingerprints. The buttons appear to be unchanged. You've got the silent and the volume buttons on one side, and then we've got the power button on the other. Now, you might have noticed I do have a SIM card tray on mine, but that's because I'm in the UK. Now, if you're in the US, this has actually been removed and replaced with an eSIM instead. And on the bottom, we still have a lightning port, so no USB-C on the Pro models again. Looking at the camera bump, we've got 3 lenses again, including the new and improved 48 megapixel main, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens. But I will talk more about the cameras in a couple of minutes. And here's what the iPhone 14 Pro looks like in deep purple. Now, this one is actually for my wife, so I will not be using it at all. But I'm actually pleased that she chose this colour, as it means I can check it out today. So it was a lot darker than I was expecting, so it was more of a grey purple rather than a bright purple, and it could actually pass as being a dark blue or even a graphite in certain light. But when the light hits it from certain angles, you can clearly see that purple coming through. Now, this deep purple does look nice, and it will likely be the popular choice this year. But on first impressions, I think I prefer the Space Black, so I am happy with the choice that I made. But what do you think? Out of these two choices right now, would you go for the Space Black or the deep purple? Let's take a look at the screen on this. So the Pro Max comes with a 6.7 inch screen, while the Pro model comes with a 6.1 inch. But they both have the same OLED Super Retina XDR display and the same resolution. They both also have the ProMotion 120Hz refresh rate, HDR and haptic touch. Now, there are 3 big changes that we've seen added to the iPhone 14 Pro screen, and that's the new notch or the dynamic island, the always on display, and the increased brightness. Now, the always on display basically means the screen will go into a kind of a reduced brightness low power mode, but it will still let you view the time and see your notifications. Whether this will impact the battery life, I guess only time will tell. As for the brightness level, well, this has actually been increased to 1600 nits in HDR, and for outdoor use, this has actually been increased to 2000 nits peak brightness. So that should make a huge difference while you're viewing it outside. Now, having seen all of the demos out there for Dynamic Island, I'm